Hello, welcome back to InSight. I'm Wendy Brokaw.
And I'm Mary Louise Van Natta.
We were talking a little earlier about welcome to the neighborhood. Whoever hears that anymore, right? If you're new to the neighborhood.
Sometimes you don't even know who your neighbors are. Or you could live there for 10 years and still, only see them duck in their garage out of the rain.
Exactly. But what if you could have something better than that?
You mean like face-to-face with your neighbors?
What a concept. That's why we brought with us today two people who can tell us all about, all right, so you want to get involved? You want to get involved with your neighbors in a really positive and fun way too, even? Well, there are such things called neighborhood associations. Welcome to the studio with us today, the City of Salem Neighborhood Resource Consultants, Rose Walker and Nikki Paxson. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having us.
Well, does Salem have a bunch of neighborhood associations or what?
Salem does. Salem actually has 18 neighborhood associations.
Well, how long has that been going?
For about 45 years.
What?
Salem is Salem's the first city in Oregon to have a neighborhood association and one of the first cities nationally to use a neighborhood association program.
How would you define it? What is a neighborhood association?
Neighborhood associations are a way for neighbors to get involved in, first of all, civic engagement in the city. We believe that people should be involved in the laws that affect them, so we get the city and the community involved in civic engagement.
Right.
So do you have to join the neighborhood association?
Is there a fee or what?
It is completely free. You're
Yes.
already a member.
All right, I'm interested.
You are, if you live or own a business or property in an area, you are a member of that association.
Fantastic.
Rose, what do you tell people about, okay, so what's the next step if I want to do something? What can I expect by being a member of an association?
Yeah, so the first thing that you'd want to do is contact your neighborhood association chairperson or attend a meeting. Yes.
How do I even know what neighborhood of these 18 I'm in?
That's a very good question. So you can go to the City of Salem website,
right.
cityofsalem.net, and it will show you all 18 neighborhood associations. It will tell you when they meet, where they meet, and how often they meet. And you can just show up and attend without an RSVP. You're a member.
Join the
You're
party.
welcome.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I have been to our neighborhood association meetings, and what I loved about it is, first of all, I saw lots of my neighbors that I didn't get to know, but they did an update from the community, the officers in the community, police officers. The city council person was there to talk about what was going on. We talked about crime and other concerns in our neighborhood. It was an extremely positive experience.
Is that a one-stop place for you to get information on or make a complaint or do something? Is that where you would go, is to your neighborhood association instead of calling the police or trying to figure out what city department to call?
Absolutely, and it really it builds a community in your neighborhood if you can come out to the meetings and get to know your neighbors. And so, yeah, you're not calling officials all the time to come get that guy's barking dog or something. If you have a relationship with your neighbors, that's a great place to start it.
Tell me some of the fun things that some of these neighborhood associations have found ways to kind of meet up with their neighbors in a really fun way.
Yeah, so this is a good segue because in addition to going to a neighborhood association to talk about your concerns in your neighborhood, you can also go with any creative ideas that you have because often a neighborhood association will adopt them and they can come to us for help with support and resources to accomplish those creative ideas that they have for their communities. Sometimes there are grants that are available, and this is where the fun stuff comes in.
Yeah.
So we have the Salem Park Improvement Fund, which provides grants to neighborhood associations on a yearly basis, and they're doing some fantastic projects. So right now, we have several that have received grants for this year, and one of them is the NESCA Neighborhood Association, which is Northeast Salem Community Association, and they have received a grant in conjunction with the Salem Area Trail Alliance to build a bicycle pump track at the Gear Park.
Very cool.
So
Very cool.
that's going to be so much fun for kids and adults both. Another example outside of the park improvement is the Northeast Neighbors, or NIN Association, is going to be creating an Inglewood Forest Festival this year.
It's gonna be lots of fun.
So in August, they are coming together right now to coordinate this art and craft and music fair for the entire community, and it's going to be amazing.
You see, that's what I like, is that these neighborhood associations are a great way to not only connect with your neighbors, but to actually have an effect. Say, I have a voice. I can be something,
Absolutely.
I can be that change or something like that. City of Salem tried something new last year, and they went out to a neighborhood and they brought some ice cream and they brought city service ideas, and they showed some charts that saying, look, this is what's going on here. You have a way of having some input in that. And people loved it because they were also having barbecues and picnics. Oh, why don't we just take a look at what they did?
Sounds fun.
Let's
go.
We have 18 neighborhood associations in Salem. The neighborhood association is kind of that first entry point for many people into civic life of the community, to understand the city and have their voice heard.
Sometimes city council meetings aren't convenient for people, or they're a little bit overwhelming, or it takes some time to learn about how that process works. And so just a friendly conversation over some ice cream is a much easier way to ask some of those questions.
Our last meeting really focused on kind of echoing this theme of connectivity, talking about pedestrian paths, sidewalks. Where are they not, where are people actually traveling to, and streetlights.
I work over at the Little House. It's a neighborhood resource center. We have a lending library, we have a garden club, we have a women's support group. We call it Coffee Hour. Most of the families that I work with at the Little House, they love the idea of just gathering and having fun activities with their kids, something that they can enjoy as a family.
And so just having someone that's there and willing to help and point you in the right direction can do a lot for the neighborhoods, and so that makes Salem a stronger place.
That looks like fun.
It does.
It really does.
You know, what strikes me is I'm a lifelong Salem resident, and every neighborhood in our community is a little bit different.
That's right.
Where I live is different than where I work.
Exactly.
And what are you finding out there in the city as a whole as far as the different neighborhoods that you're seeing?
It's definitely diversity out there. There's neighborhoods with just over 50 population, and you've got your areas with young families. You've got people interested in gardening, and then there's areas where there's parks around. So it's great that people can come to their association and really bring the issues that are important to them. So out of the 18, none of them have needs that are exactly
So you're
the
not
same.
telling them how to run their
Oh, absolutely
to run
not.
the association.
No, you're coming to us.
And they're not grabbing you by the collar and saying, now that you're here, you have to do this.
Oh, absolutely not.
I mean, that's something that people might be worried about because, well, I'm shy and I don't want to, I want to go and just listen. Can you just do that?
Absolutely. So the neighborhood association is a great way to come and just be informed about what's going on in your neighborhood, but also what's going on citywide.
Exactly.
So they often have presentations from various city staff that will update the neighborhoods on projects that are happening within their community that's impacting their neighborhoods and potentially some of their neighbors, but also what's happening across the city. What can you expect in the next few months as far as projects? What streets are going to be closed?
Right.
So you can come and just listen and be informed.
And a lot of the times those meetings are probably held in a place that you can get to pretty easily, like your local elementary school, or you could walk there or ride your bike, or be closer than trying to go far away to a different
Yes,
location.
that's very true.
Absolutely, churches, community
So,
rooms.
Yeah.
What's one of the most satisfying things you've found about this role that you play as the liaison with the city and the neighborhood associations?
Probably getting to help people do the things that are important to them. Like I was saying earlier, people have different goals, and so our job is really just to put them in a position to succeed at whatever it is they're trying to accomplish.
Empowerment.
Empowerment, exactly.
Empowerment.
Fun.
Okay, again, how do people get in touch with you?
You can go to the city's website,
Right.
cityofsalem.net,
Uh-huh.
and look for your neighborhood association. And we have 18 different neighborhood associations with all
You just
of their...
type your address in. That's what I did.
That's
and the
right.
little thing pops up and says your next meeting is Tuesday at the elementary school, and you can
That's
just go-
right.
you can just show right up. That's how it works.
Well, I hope that encourages people to do exactly that.
We hope so too, and if they don't get involved by calling their neighborhood chair, they can absolutely give me and Rose a call.
Well,
and we can get you plugged in.
we got it covered.
We'll do it. We'll call you soon, and if we call you, will you
Great.
come back and visit with
Would you
us?
come back and visit and tell us what's
Absolutely.
going
This has
on
been
in the
fun.
neighborhood?
Yeah, so much fun.
Well,
That's
thank
great.
you. Thank you so much for joining us today on InSight
Thanks for
and being
having
our
us.
guest
Thanks
and
for
telling us
having
about
us.
neighborhoods.
Absolutely.
I feel better already.
Great optimism.
Thank you so much for joining us on InSight, and we'll see you next time.